The transfer window for Blackburn Rovers. How can we describe it? An utter fucking disaster. That's what I can say about this transfer window. I'm recording this, 10 p.m. at night. I should be in bed. Should be in bed about 3 hours ago. But I want to get up early. I want to get up early and excited for the transfer window. But I'm dreading it. I'm dreading seeing all the other EFL Championship clubs strengthening their team or selling off their own young guns to make a bit of profit and bettering their team in the long run. But here we are once again as Blackburn Rovers fans, season in, season out, transfer window after transfer window, being let down by the owners, the board, whoever's making the decisions. And I feel crippled. I feel handicapped. I don't take that disrespectively. I just feel that we're pouring our heart and souls into our club that we've supported over the years. Of course, turn the clock back 15 years ago, things were, much different, much different. Of course, the Venkis come in with all these glorious ideas and dreams and all the talk. I understand way back when they got misguided, misled, misinformed by some real sleazy sons of bitches. But look where we are now. Look where we fucking are now. Of course, it's grim times. We were in the midst of a potential. I don't know what we could call it. Selling a prized asset in Adam Watt to generate some funds to support the club in the long term. This kid. Let's talk about the kid first. It's such a frustrating moment that I'm dealing with right now, and I think this could be said across the fan base right now. We just sold one of our own. £22 million sold one of our fucking own to a Premier League club. Realistically, I think it's beneath Adam. I want to disrespect Crystal Palace. I believe he could have went to a Newcastle or a Spurs or a Chelsea even at this stage, and of course benefited himself. But we sold him 22 million. We've weakened our side here, and we've weakened our fucking team here, and we are class scratching for survival in a grand scheme of things. I know that might be a bit of an over exaggeration, but of course I'm not necessarily saying relegation here and now, but I believe the way things are going, the way things are panning out, that relegation back down to the third tier ain't too far away. And we've just sold one of our fucking own, a lad who bleeds blue and white, big fan, even got himself a new contract in, if it was November, December, to kind of future-proof himself as an asset to the club to make sure that we are left with some good standing. He, of course, has been reminded of the transfers in the past as a fan himself. The Diaz, the Dak, the Ashley Phillips, all left for peanuts or nothing at all. Of course, the Joe Rothwells, the Darrell Lenahans, all leaving for fuck all, of course. And now we just let one of our prized assets go, with the hope that maybe, just maybe, some money will go through to strengthen this club as a whole. But what we have dealt with over these past 24 hours has been the flashing of a Visa credit card, you know what I mean, or an American Express or something like that, just to say, we'll go out there, we'll get ourselves a brand new figurehead striker by the name of Duncan Mcguire, but only what? Blackburn Rovers do it fucking again, just like last year. They crashed and burned with the fucking fax machine bullshit. Lewis O'Brien, a player who would have realistically given us that extra point to get us into that playoffs last season. But guess what? Lightning does strike twice here at Ewood Park, of course. They screwed up again. They found another way to completely mess up a transfer window, this time by cashing in on the best asset we've seen in 20 years. And of course, now to leave us with what? What are we left with here? A squad that's lost a key heartbeat of the team. And now we're bringing, no disrespect, Carl McFadden. I think it's a great signing for a problem area. But guess what? It doesn't change anything. The vibe I'm getting now is that we're scrambling around for loans. We're scrambling around for peanuts. We're scrambling around for the Lucas Jakawitzes, the guys the on the brink of collecting a pension. No disrespect. And what is this? What is the grand scheme of things here? What are we supposed to do with this? It feels like we are being hung out to dry. The assets are being sold off. Venky's are lining their pockets in one way. And we're left to scramble around and see if we can strike it lucky with a Telelovic signing, which cost a bag of chips. Maybe we can make something out of it in the grand scheme of things. Your Markandays and things like that. Your Niall Ennis's. All these signings that promised so much have ended up being absolutely very little in the grand scheme of things. I'm concerned. I've never done a video like this where I'm just letting it go, letting it all out, because I feel completely let down today. I was excited, very excited about Duncan Mcguire potentially being a new figurehead, a striker that we put our money behind, backing him. To be that man, to be the figurehead that we've had, or we could have had. We've had him in the past. Adam Armstrong. We had him in Big Bad Boy Burton Diaz. Now we're looking at Niall Ennis, the Teleloviches, of course, to be that figurehead. It's worrying times. Sam Gallagher, could he go? He might go. He might stick around. But guess what? It'll just be another one on the conveyor belt to leave this club for fuck all in the end. No money, no nothing. And there's also talk of Tyrese Dolan leaving as well. Tyrese, Sam Gallagher, Lewis Travis, all out the door. Adam Wharton, 4 senior pros in a very, very young squad. 4 senior pros leaving the exit door to be replaced by 2 loanies. Now, again, no disrespect. Crestine seems all right. The other fella seems okay. But realistically, we are really making a mockery of this club. A club, a founding member of the Football League, a founding member of the Premier League, a Premier League winner, of course, a recent, within the last 20 years, a League Cup winner, of course. What is this club right now? It is a foot joke. It's a joke that you find in a cracker. There is nothing good at the moment coming out of this club. I had hopes when Greg Broughton come in here, and right now, I don't know the logistics. I don't know who's at fault for all of this crap. But how can you go into and tease? Again, I've got to kind of retract that statement. The Rovers have never teased the potential arrival of Dunk Mcguire. But my understanding is a deal was in place for only it to be pulled out at the last second. Who makes those decisions to say, come on over, get a medical, get all those kinds of things squared away, and then only to pull the plug at the last second? And guess what? It gets worse than this. We may not be the laughing stock of the Championship. There is another club who's the laughing stock of the Championship right now. That's Sheffield Wednesday, with their shit-ass owner who's been in the spotlight for his own shenanigans, asking for the crowd to fund this, that, and the other. We're going to lose that guy to him and to that club, Sheffield Wednesday. No disrespect to the club, Sheffield Wednesday. Again, a classic, traditional club. But their owners and their shenanigans make us look like, Ryan Reynolds again. You know what I mean? This is the lowest of the low. We're potentially losing a player of a high quality potential, 22-year-old future United States star, and we're losing him to Sheffield Wednesday, who probably will be in League One next season. We'll probably join them in League One next season, or the season after. But what is this? What are we dealing with here? 22 million coming into the club. Bugger all being spent on it. We picked up a free transfer today, my understanding. Is that the tip of the iceberg? Is that the pinnacle of what we can get from this transfer window? I am lost for words. I really am lost for words. Unless this time tomorrow, 10 o'clock p.m. USA time, I'm left eating humble pie or eating my words or whatever the expression is. I will be very, very surprised. But spoiler alert, let me tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to try, we're going to fail, we're going to scramble around. We'll be in the headlines for this, that, and the other. And then if we do make any signings, it'll be a pathetic loan of a player who's made fuck all senior appearances, a player that there will be no obligation to buy. There will be no future prospect in this any signings that will happen for Rovers. There'll be loans that will go back to the club wherever they are, in the world. I cannot even imagine where they are in the world. There might even be loans from League One for I know. But if there's any signings, they're going to be pathetic. They're going to be impactless. And again, we're going to be in a worse position than we started here. Who'd have thunk it? We've sold a high quality asset for 22 million and get fuck all to play with. in the grand scheme of things. I'm livid, and I don't usually get livid. I usually have a little bit of a spring in my step, a little bit of a bounce, or I could see the silver lining in something. But this, I fear, is pushing me close to the edge, and I'm mad about everything. I know they have their own legal issues and shit like that, but why has it come to this stage? Why does it involve Blackburn Rovers to this point? They should be separate entities. They should have no dealings, especially by bringing money into the fucking club. It should then be allowed to be spent on the club, not being withheld or put to some other fucking thing. I fear this is going to be the catalyst for a major domino effect for Rovers as well. I fear that JDT, he might even walk within the next couple of weeks. He was hopeful for 2 or 3 additions. He got a 37-year-old defender, which does his experience is, again, my understanding, not the player they wanted originally. Look to the Cooper, look to the Nat Phillips. This is what we've got. Now we started with Duncan Mcguire, really wanted him. Lucas Czekowicz, possibly going to be the fucking the guy coming in. Can't write this shit. You really cannot write this shit. Anyway, I'm just pissed off, disgruntled, and I'm scared for what the window will bring. In fact, I'm not scared because I just know it'll be a bland, nothing affair, and we're left with what we started with, and that is actually besides Adam Wharton. My worry is that we'll lose Sam Gallagher, we'll lose who else? Tyree Stolen again, and probably they might go for another $5 million between them. Let's say, so a £27 million gain. You would be thinking, and Rovers will spend fuck all of that money. So pissed off. I'm just pissed off. That's all. Pissed off, disgruntled, upset, and got egg on my face, it looks like, because I bigged up that transfer. I was very excited about it. And now we might see him. We might see him at Rover. Do we play Sheffield Wednesday again? I don't know. We might see him at Ewood. We might fucking see him at Ewood. But I think we've already played them. I think we already played them at Ewood. I don't know. I don't give 2 shits right now, to be honest. No, we will see him. We will see him on April 20th. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about the fucking disgustingness that is our transfer window.